Okay, what is meant by fixing a highway alignment and what are the surveys to be conducted in order to fix the highway alignment? Okay, so we'll see it. So highway alignment means to position or lay out the center line of highway on the ground. We call it as alignment. The position or layout of the central line of highway on the ground. We call that as the alignment of a highway. So a highway alignment can be a straight path, it can be a horizontal deviation, and it can be curves also. But the problem due to improper alignment is, if the alignment of highway is improper, the vehicle operation cost will be more. There is more chances of accident. The maintenance cost will be more. We need to go for more construction. So it's not that good to have an improper alignment. So before the road work is started, it is very much necessary that the alignment of the highway is fixed in the required manner so that we can have a economic construction of road. And once the road is constructed,
will also,
once the road is aligned and constructed, we cannot change the alignment. Okay, it is not possible to change the alignment of the road frequently. So before the construction operation is started, alignment need to be fixed. So alignment of highway is of very much importance. So you can see, as I told you, the alignment need not be straight always. It can be straight. See, here it is a straight aligned. Here it is curved. Here it is zigzag. Like that, a road can have any kind of alignment. The only thing is alignment need to be fixed. Now, before the alignment is fixed, okay, before the alignment is fixed, there are certain requirements. The highway aligned should be short. Between the two terminal stations, there should be a very short alignment. Then the alignment should be easy. The road should be easy to construct and maintain without much problem. Then it should be safe. Safe in the sense, if you have to construct a highway and if it is crossing a hill slope, the stability of hill slope is very much important. You should be choosing the highway alignment in such a way that there is no issues of stability. Okay, so that need to be kept in mind. And the embankment and cut slope is also safe for traffic operation. If you want to excavate, if you want to make an embankment, all these things should be in the safest manner. No accident should be happening because of the failure of such things or failure of alignment. So that is why safety is very much important in fixing the highway alignment. Next thing is economical. The total cost of the highway, including initial cost, maintenance cost, vehicle operation cost, all these costs should be a minimum. Okay, so this is about the requirements: short, easy, safe, and economical. Now coming to the different factors controlling the highway alignment. What are the different factors controlling the highway alignment? What are the different factors controlling the highway alignment? The first factor controlling the highway alignment is obligatory points. What do you mean by obligatory points? Obligatory points means there are certain points through which the highway should be definitely passing. And similarly, there are certain points through which the highway should not pass. The highway should be passing through certain points and the highway, similarly, the highway should not be passing through certain points. So such points which is mandatory for the highway to pass and which is mandatory for the highway to not pass, you call it as the obligatory points. So the obligatory points through which the alignment is to pass: bridge sites, intermediate towns, mountain passes, etc. obligatory points through which the alignment should not pass, religious places, costly structures, etc. So that is about the obligatory points. Now the second factor for fixing the alignment of highway is traffic. An origin and destination survey should be carried out for traffic, and the desired lines should be drawn showing the trend of traffic flow. Last year, when you were studying the transportation engineering 1 subject, okay, when we were discussing the transportation engineering 1, I told you about the origin and destination survey. What is the origin of your journey and what is the destination of your journey? We have discussed the different methods for conducting O&D survey. So based on O&D survey, and what is meant by desired lines? If an O&D survey is conducted, okay, you are conducting an origin and destination survey in one particular location. So you will have an idea on the regular travel habits of the particular people in that area. Once you get the regular traffic habits of people, you can say that, see, if I am located at one particular point, okay, and I am frequently traveling, suppose I am staying in Chamoli and I have a habit of going frequently to Gopeshwar. My neighbor is having a habit of going frequently from Chamoli to Karan Prayag. So a traffic survey is conducted in the locality, okay, and you will see how many people are having the habit of going daily from Chamoli to Gopeshwar, and how many people are having the habit of going from Chamoli to Karnaprayag. So based on that, you will be drawing certain lines that is known as the desired lines. So the thickness of desired line will show that how many people are interested in this particular route. So a O&D survey need to be conducted before fixing the alignment. So a desired line can show the trend of traffic flow. Next one. New road to be aligned should keep in view the desired lines, traffic flow patterns, and future trends. So that is the traffic factors. Next one is geometric design. So in geometric design is another factor. Already we have discussed 2 factors which need to be considered. We have discussed 2 factors which need to be considered in fixing the alignment of highway. The first factor is, what was the first factor? Obligatory points. Obligatory points means the points through which the highway should pass and the points through which the highway should not pass. Second one is the traffic features. For traffic features, an origin and destination survey need to be conducted, and based on the origin and destination survey, you should be able to draw the desired lines and fix. Next one is the geometric features. Just a minute. Geometric design. So the design factors such as gradient. What is the gradient of the road? Then what is the radius of curve? How much is the side distance available? All these things need to be considered. Gradient, radius of curve, and side distance. These factors govern the final alignment of the highway. Then economy. How much is the cost? Whenever you are speaking about economy, you should take into consideration the initial cost of consideration as well as the maintenance cost. Then other consideration. What is the drainage facility available? What is the political consideration? Political consideration in the sense there is some particular place of prominence which should not be taken for highway construction. Suppose there is a place of religious importance. It is not that easy to cross that place and acquire land for highway construction. So in that case, if in the route you are having a religious place or any other place of importance, strategic importance, such places should not be included in the highway alignment. You should realign your highway in such a way that you don't need to acquire place from that particular area. So such consideration should be given. Okay. Then environmental consideration. If there is a spot of biodiversity, hotspot of biodiversity, or if there is one particular area which is environmentally sensitive so that no construction activity should be carried out or no land acquisition should be made in that particular area. Say in cases if there is some national park which is preserving certain kind of animals, you cannot cross such a point so that the environment is getting disturbed. So that is another important factor which need to be taken into consideration. Next one is topographical control points. The alignment should avoid passing through low-lying areas with poor drainage. Then flood-prone areas. If you are constructing a road through a flood-prone area, there is a chance that in the next rainy season, a flood may be hitting that particular area and the highway may be getting damaged. Then unstable, hilly features. Then materials and constructional features. Deep cutting should be avoided. The earthwork is to be balanced. Alignment should preferably be through better soil area to minimize pavement thickness. Location may be near sources of embankments and pavement material. In sensitive zones, deep cutting should be avoided. Okay. So if you have to go for a deep cutting, if it is mandatory that a deep cutting is needed, the best possible way is to realign the highway so that the sensitive area is discarded. Then earthwork is to be balanced. Earthwork is to be balanced means if you are cutting out certain piece of land and if you need filling, try to fill using the same cutout kind of soil. Okay, so there is no problem of disposing the cut material. Okay, and there is no problem of additional cost for filling. Then location may be, all these things we have discussed. Gradient, curve, resisting length. Okay. Now, so these are the important factors. Is that clear? What are the important factors to be considered before fixing the alignment of a highway? First of all, obligatory points, then traffic patterns, then environmental conditions, then political or other conditions, drainage pattern. There should be a balance between cutting and filling. Sensitive area should not be broken, right? So these are the different factors to be considered. Now we are discussing about the engineering surveys for highway location. So there are different kinds of survey. You know that a highway project is a very large project. It's a very huge project involving a lot of money, that too people's money, because a highway is always coming under the public enterprise or a public jurisdiction. So the economic aspect of highway is very much important. So before a highway is constructed, the data collection required for highway need to be done very carefully. So there are 4 different stages in the surveys conducted for fixing a highway. First one is map study. Second one is reconnaissance. Third one is a preliminary survey. And last one is the final location and detailed surveys. So a map study, what do you mean by a map study? A map study means you will be having the map of the particular area through which highway need to pass. So all the topographical features of the area, means, is there any river flowing through that area? Is there any other building coming in that area? Is there any place of importance in that area? All such things will be given in a map. So before going into the field for actual survey, the surveyor or the designer will be observing the map. Map will be observed and he or she will be observing the map and they will be collecting the required details from the map. So what all details can be collected from a map? That is our question. What are the features or what are the details which you can collect from a map? So what is the alignment to be fixed? By avoiding valleys, ponds or lakes. You have to avoid the valleys, ponds or lakes. All such things will be available in the map and you have to make your design in such a way that all these things are avoided. When the road is to cross a series of hills, what need to be done? So you should understand what is the position of hills available. Then If you have to construct a bridge across a river, you should know the pattern of flow in the river, then only you can fix a site. So the pattern of flow of river can be determined or understood based on the map. So it is very much important to have a map study. Next is, after the map study is completed, you will be going on into the field. Just a minute. Okay. So this is the map study. From the alternate route, from the map, alternative routes can be suggested if the topographic map of that area is available. Now you have to avoid the valleys, ponds or lakes, etc. Avoiding bending in the rivers. If roads has to cross a row of hills, such things should be considered while a map study is done. Next thing is reconnaissance survey. What do you mean by reconnaissance? You have studied a paper on survey, so you know that what is meant by reconnaissance. Reconnaissance means in the map study, you're not going into the actual site. You will be sitting in your office and you will be observing the map. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So instead of sitting in the office, you will be going out. You will be going into the field, and in the field, you will be observing certain features. First of all, you will check whether all the features indicated on the map is correct or not. In the map, you have seen that there is one particular pond in that area. So in the field, you can check sorry, whether the pond is really existing. In some cases, it may happen that the map was prepared a few years before, and by the time you start constructing, the pond was already filled. So you don't need to give consideration for that pond. So once the map study is done, the next thing you have to do is a field visit or reconnaissance. So these are the things done in reconnaissance. Then to confirm the features indicated on map. Then to examine the general character of area in field for deciding the most feasible routes for detailed studies. Then a survey party may inspect the proposed alternative routes of map in the field with very simple instrument like Ebony level, tangent clinometer, barometer, etc. So once you go to the field, once you check all the features in the map, then you will be doing certain minor operations like checking the levels, checking the atmospheric pressure, etc. Then details to be collected from alternative routes during this survey are valleys, ponds, lakes, marshy lands, hill, permanent, etc., permanent structures, etc., value of gradient, length of gradient, and radius of curve. From the map, you are able to understand that what is the topography of that area. So if that is a sloping ground, what is the gradient? How much is the radius of curve in that area? All these things, all these data can be collected from a reconnaissance survey. So once the reconnaissance survey is done, you will be going for the preliminary survey. So after you conduct the reconnaissance survey, you will be able to fix different alternatives. It is not necessary that you will be fixing only one alternative. You will be fixing the different alternative. So what you will be doing is in preliminary survey, from the various alternative alignments proposed, you will be collecting the necessary information and detail of topography, drainage, soil, etc. Then the different proposals made, you have already made different proposals. The different proposals will be compared so that the best final alignment can be taken. Then the quantity of earthwork need to be estimated and how much should be the cost that need to be estimated. So these are the basic objectives of preliminary survey. Now preliminary survey can be conducted using different methods. First one is the conventional approach. In conventional approach, the survey party will be going to the field, taking the equipments required for surveying, and they will be collecting the topographical and other data in the field. So that is the conventional approach. Now, after the conventional approach, Okay. After the conventional approach, you have one more approach, that is the modern or rapid approach. Let us see what is the rapid approach. So is that clear? Are you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So once the conventional approach is done, you will be going on to the next method of preliminary survey. So what is happening in the next method? Next method is the modern or rapid approach. So what is happening in the modern or rapid approach? In modern approach or rapid approach, you will be getting the details. You will be conducting the leveling work. You will be detailedly studying the topographical features. Then you will be getting more idea on the hydrology of that particular area, drainage studies, soil surveys. So conventional approach means you will be just fixing the traverse, which is the area to be surveyed. You'll be just fixing the traverse area. And in detailed or modern survey, you will be carrying out in detail the survey works. Now, after this is done, you will go for the final location and detailed survey. You will be finalizing an alignment at the design office, and after the preliminary survey, you will be going to the field for establishing the final central line. So the alignment location survey means the alignment you have fixed. You have an alignment on the paper. That alignment you will be transferring to the ground. You will be using the instruments. You will be using major instruments like theodolite for fixing the final alignment. On the paper, the final alignment is ready. That will be fixed on to the ground. Then pegs are driven. Geometric design requirements is checked. Levels are taken. Detailed soil survey is carried out. If CBR value is needed, that will be carried out. Earthwork calculation and drainage works will be done. So all these detailed works you will be carrying out in the final location survey. Okay. So there are 4 stages. What are the 4 stages? Map study, reconnaissance,